Hello, Nia. No avatar for today. Yeah, so usually you'll just see like a little like skeleton boy down in the corner, but tonight, yeah, no PNG tonight, so just plain screen today. Yeah, I just don't feel like it. Just wanna like just save like whatever I can on like the internet uh bandwidth like when I can. But anywho, this from like last week's sketch like took me so many like sketches to just get it like right. And here we are today, here we are tonight, so like properly now this is gonna be like we actually gonna get to it. Hey Ignatius, what's up? Welcome to the channel. No, I'm not sick. I'm not sick. I just don't feel like using the avatar. Like today, that's really it. That's just how I sound, chilled out. I'm just gonna say this is more like my, really chilled out voice, not like sick. Hey Hey, Mocktail Sans. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for stopping by. Good morning to you, but it's not morning here. It's actually nighttime, like over where I'm at now. So yeah, welcome, welcome. Yeah, it's 9 a.m. for you. It's 10 p.m. here. It's almost 7 p.m. because everyone's having it, so saying it, why shouldn't? Hey, Doge. Uh, no, I'm just sort of like not talking. I would just sort of have like a reference in the screen and it just somehow blocked off like the Twitch chat. So, hey, Doge. Welcome back on Twitch. Hey, Total Cam, welcome back. Sorry for not being active lately. Promise total up settle my life by the end of September, mostly them and all. Yeah, some way when I read back. I mean, settle all the issues that preventing me from watching stream. Did some upgrades. Now the pool has 2 lamps and 2 water filter. Okay, let me check it out real quick. Yeah, okay, I see the lamp. I also see like some little like fishes, uh, like along the way. But I'll say maybe like the camera has to be um, like fixed a little. Now I want to like see maybe at the time being like maybe just put the angle the camera where you can see like all of the pond. If that's like okay with you. But I'm not sure like what's the limitation that you have. But that's sort of like my suggestion. Yeah, the moment there are 2 cameras switching every minute. The one on rail still having a broken mount. Hard to angle until I get it fixed. Second, lower facing narrow angle provides a better view. they get some water plants and fish for them. To my surprise, all the water plants already suspected a fish to be first. I mean the kind of like turtles you have, I I think like the kind of the specific like turtles that you have, I believe it's a vegetarian. Like I mean, like I say, I believe it's vegetarian. I'm not sure if it is. Yeah, red ear slice. Always had a hard time feeding them any plant based on base prior moving them. Here they ate fish, shrimp, tiny squid, and whatever those floating turtles are made out of. Okay. Okay, odd question. I know I asked an odd question. Would you have godlike powers, or if if you have godlike powers, what would you change? Uh, huh. Occasionally I give them chicken or duck meat. They absolutely love that, but I keep it rare as it's not exactly their natural diet. Okay. Huh. Actually, now you mention it. What would I change? Actually, no, I'm just gonna beg like what human to be more resistant to radioactivity. I'm guessing that's the first thing that came to my mind. Because okay, I'm gonna lose like some followers, and you know I'm gonna lose some followers, subscribers, viewers, and whatnot. But again, this is purely my view. I support nuclear energy, so but yeah, but I think it's just something about nuclear energy is that it's a very good power source, but it's one of those like power source where you really don't want to make like a mistake for it. Like it's one of those things that's like it's hard to handle. Like if you're not careful, I mean everything like generous power have to be careful, but nuclear is like especially like you have to be especially careful with it. At least compared to like your typical conventional way of to generate energy like solar power, wind power, geothermal, and everything. But To me, I still believe that like nuclear energy, like just like what pound for pound is like the best energy source. Like that's what I believe. And yeah, that's what I figured. But I mean, imagine like if the human body is like a bit more, like way more resistant to radioactivity. I think we also wouldn't be like as as opposed to nuclear energy as we are today. I don't know that's just my thoughts. So yeah, like it's just a weird thought. Okay, was it? Modern nuclear power plants are far more robust and fault tolerant than Chernobyl, but yeah, it must be handled with care. Yeah, but I think just something. Actually, last I heard, I think it was 3 Mile Island, where how it's just like one mistake away, from like causing a disaster. 3 Mile Island. Okay, at least from what it's like, I heard from this YouTuber called Kyle Hill. Highly recommend, by the way, if you don't like to listen to like the whole. His channel covers mainly a lot of like things about nuclear energy, but also like this talks about like the certain existential dread, like topics to it. And he did mention that like there's actually one incident that is like famous, 3 Mile Island. He did mention that all things considered, uh 3 Mile Island, it's not really a nuclear disaster where it's it's like containment, all things considered, is successful. Like it didn't like catastrophically fail like Chernobyl did. But the disaster, it came from like the way like the people handle the PR, and they just sort of like give it like it just sort of like gives like nuclear energy a bad name. And from, if I remember correctly, it's also like the issue of timing, where literally like 1 month later Chernobyl happened, and it just did not help that that 3 Mile Island, the bad PR gave nuclear energy a bad name, and Chernobyl make it worse because of uh just simply the inherent flaws of like the RBMK reactor. Like I actually remember the name of the reactor. So yeah, and sorry for making you think it's good actually. Like I'm gonna say, man, like people these days need to just start like thinking a lot more. I mean, that's coming from me. I just sometimes I just do things like I don't think, like I just do something and worry about uh worry about the consequences later. But I sometimes I just like to just sit down and think about stuff. So Nia, you're asking these questions like just it's just nice to just get like get our brain like thinking, like yeah, critical thinking. Also, this is crazy take, but how about not building nuclear power plants on seashore with history of tsunamis, or next to river with history of flooding, or an actual tectonic fault line? Ugh, ooh, that's a jab. That's quite a jab. You know what? The thing about this is, again, all things considered, yeah, I think that's less of a problem with like, oh yeah, nuclear weapon, not nuclear weapon, nuclear energy is bad. It's just more so like hubris, like, you know, um, because I heard it's one of those things where like they just built a site because they just thought, we're not gonna get hit by a tsunami here. This is like like the landscape here, it's too tall. There's no tsunami ever gonna like this big to like flood the like this area. And guess what? Mother Nature like finds a way. I think if anything, it's just like don't challenge Mother Nature. Like if you tell them, like if you're just gonna mention like, oh yeah, this thing is not gonna happen, and Mother Nature will find a way to make it happen. Like it's just the irony of that thought. It's like if you play with atoms, don't be a jackass. Quote of the day, folks. I'm pinning this. You know what? Pinning like 30 minutes. Yeah, if you play with atoms, don't be a jackass. Like that's like quote so good. I have to share it with. I have to share with my friends on Discord. Yeah, there's also a question of nuclear, which is something blow out of proportion. Another crazy. How about we put back the radioactive stuff to where we mined it from and was there for thousands of years already? Huh. I mean, don't. I'm not gonna answer that. That's not my, that's not something that I could answer. So nuclear physics. Like math hurts my brains already. Like nuclear physics is just gonna kill my brain cells. Yatta, hi, yatta. Yes, Silk Song. This year, so actually every year I just sort of turn into like my little art tradition is every year I'll draw every year for like Halloween. I'll draw my character cosplaying as like different characters, and usually said character is gonna be like one of like the biggest media of the year. Could be a game, anime, or anything in between. And I'm just gonna say this year one of like the biggest release this year is Silk Song. So that's why I was about to go for Uma Musume, not gonna lie, but I don't know much about Uma Musume. There's like so many characters, and I don't know enough about like the lore and like the horses personality and stuff. So I'm not sure which character which of the Uma Musume character that would fit my character. But as for Silk Song, it's simple. There's like what 2 to 3 characters, famous characters. So yeah, so I'm just gonna like make my character dress as a Silk Song. Also, hey Yatta, hi, welcome to the channel. And yeah, Silk Song this year for and what is it? I can hear you focus. Good one. Can you? Okay, stop spamming 67. Stop it. Stop it. Hi, Zoe. That's the thing. I don't know what 67 is either. Like, everyone just like. It's just a random number. It just got turned to a meme. I don't even ask. I don't even want to ask at this point. Yeah, hello, bye, Zoe. Hey, got my wife and mother-in-law massage chair today. Gintel. uh, yeah, need a few days to deliver there. Damn. Also, yeah, you could say this is sort of like a weird confession. I don't like massage. I don't like massage chair. I don't even enjoy massages at all. So, Me neither. It's uncomfortable. Wife loves it though. Huh. Okay. Twitch want me to buy bits. Is that useful? What can I do with Twitch bits? I have no idea as well, but it's something sort of like, like currency that you can get like a sort of like a shout out or custom sound bits or text to speech, that jazz. I mean, I can't use those yet, so it's not gonna be useful like for now. It's just gonna be a waste of money like buying it. Or you could just like give like bits for me, and then there's like, some use I can get out of it, like monetarily. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I mean, just I just thought like I'm not thinking about it now because I'm not getting to affiliate yet. It's just something that I just thinking that that once I get to affiliate, I think for now just use like I need to figure that out yet. I don't want to just sort of like get like a confusion, and then now you just like wasted like a bunch of like you just wasted some money. So again, I'm not worrying about that for now. Like I'm not getting affiliate yet. Like once I get to affiliate, then only I'll ask around like the experienced Twitch streamer, and I'm just gonna ask them what do you do with this. What's needed for me to get affiliate? So right now, what I need is right up. I'm actually more or less get all the criteria. Right now, I just need a consistent concurrent viewership of like 3 people per stream for like 4 days. So which surprisingly, it's harder. It's easier said than done. Like I'm like what 30 followers, and I hardly get like one view on the channel. And there's also like a lot of like issues where like views are not counted if you're like lurking, so or views are not counted if you're using ad block and whatnot. So it's just like more and more headache for everyone. This currently say I have 3 viewers. Again, I have to do it on a consistent basis. And again, sometimes some views like they just doesn't count them for some reason. Like this one called like lurkers, which uh like lurker, which means you came here, watch the stream, but not like interacting with the stream. And for some reason, Twitch does not count that, which I think is just dumb, and it really impacted a lot of like streamers, the VTubers that I watch. So yeah, and it's just sort of they have to be like like in order for a view to go, you have to be engaged. Yeah, lurker shy viewer. Yeah, something like that. So shy viewer doesn't count. It's it's like so fucking bullshit. It's like legit for every like what 10 for every like one good thing they did, there's like what 5 more thing that really makes like drags it down. Yeah, I don't know if I can stay the whole stream because I had 6 hours of sleep and 9 hours of school. I mean, it's okay if you need to go to sleep, just go to sleep. It's okay. Like life comes first. In that case, I'll try to talk more on Twitch or YouTube. YouTube, I think YouTube is doing fine for the time being. I think as a matter of fact, it's somehow I just feel like YouTube is a little bit easier. It feel like YouTube is a bit easier, just that the threshold for to like get to the point where you can like earn is a lot more higher than on Twitch. Like the bar for Twitch is much lower, but it just doesn't hits that number for some reason. And YouTube, I find it like YouTube, it's easier to get the views, but then like the bar to like get what's that 500 subscriber, that's like the big one. 500. I'm nowhere near that. And there's also like watch hour. There's like also watch hour, and then there's also like watch hours on your YouTube videos, and there's also like shorts. Like yeah, shorts also needed. But I think once I get to 500, right? Yeah, YouTube just feel a lot like more consistent. Like you get like the growth, but the growth actually like matches with like the viewership and the engagement. Twitch is like you see the growth, but the engagement is not there at all, and it's like the algorithm is just not like it's a lot more brutal for the algorithm in a Twitch compared to YouTube. Algorithm. I say the algorithm on YouTube is a lot more kinder. So yeah. Yeah, what they expect from YouTube, Twitch. Why is needed so this gives you like full time job pay? Okay, right now I want to focus on Twitch first, cause I'm just gonna say like right now I'm doing like the multi stream. It's more so that I can just sort of like right now for me the goal is I want to like just do it where like I can separate like certain content between like the channels like from Twitch and YouTube I want to do like YouTube on like a different like maybe different thing on YouTube, like let's say like like right now okay, I'm gonna stream on both YouTube and Twitch, and I was just maybe like since I'm having like more growth on YouTube, and I'm just okay, what if like I'm just gonna like use YouTube to grow and eventually have them like move over to Twitch, and then like Twitch will be like my main streaming platform, and YouTube I can just maybe I can do like the occasional like dedicated for like video creation and all that stuff. Like it depends on how things turns out, but just like sometimes just like to like okay, if possible, I want to keep like one channel dedicated for one thing and then one for the other. Like Twitch, like if possible, I want to keep like the streaming on to like like concentrated on Twitch, like the live streaming. And for YouTube, I'm just gonna keep it as for like the uploads and stuff. Okay, one last question. Why at the end of description says yes, I'm that guy? When is the last time you heard someone use Kevin MacLeod as like the background music for any intro? Now every like actually not even just like streamer. I think not even just every VTuber, every streamer, VTuber, they all use like they get their free soundtrack, like royalty free soundtrack from this place called Dova Syndrome. Meanwhile, I'm using Kevin MacLeod, which is like what? The like remember the height of the height of like the PewDiePie, Markiplier, and Jacksepticeye, like the big three at their prime, like in the early days of YouTube. That's like the YouTube music. Like that's like Kevin MacLeod music. He's like what, the composer for YouTube, like honorary. And I'm just sort of like, I was like, oh, everyone move with the time. Like, they use like Nova Syndrome or like, or Epidemic Sound. I'm just here like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go like what? Old school, like real old school. Kevin MacLeod. And you could say I'm also, that's sort of like what I kinda want to like go for. Like maybe it is, I'm just like being all ain't broken, don't fix. Like, yeah, it's like, like, even to this day, you can still find like the soundtrack used like somewhere else. It's just like timeless. Like it's just timeless. So that's why like, I'm saying I'm that guy. Do you think this day will count as path to affiliate day on Twitch? I'm not too sure. But I'm trying to like get there, and again, might sound cynical, but this is also like reason why I'm trying to do like multiple like a lot of type of stream. I'm doing art streams, sometimes I'm doing hand cams. Like, I just also need to like find like what sticks, but at the same time, it's also in a way where I'm not like doing things that I don't want to do. Like for example, like like the reason why like, I'm just sort of like, focused on a specific type of games is because like I just like that kind of games, and I just think there isn't enough of it. Like mecha games, games with like big robots kicking ass, tiny robots like you're taking on like taking on Goliaths. But at the same time, also want to like I just want to do things that I want to do, which is why like when was at first I'm just like want to like get some footage when I'm like playing Warfare. At first I just want like footage for will this day count? I have 3 viewers here. I hope, man. I hope. But I'm just gonna say that a lot of like the games I do right now, like it doesn't really get like draw. Like it really don't get like it's not drawing people in. One game that actually does right now is Warframe, which is why after the initial like I just want some footage for Warframe. I'm still playing it now. Like I keep playing it, like I keep streaming it, like because again, as cynical as it is, it's drawing in viewers, and as like I'm gonna like draw in like those viewers first. At the same time, like, I'm also want to like try to do my own thing. Like it's sort of like strike a balance between the two. Is I'm okay. I'm doing one thing that I know works, but in the sense that again, Warframe. I mean, it's just a good thing that Warframe is such a great game. So it's just one of those things that yeah, I don't mind like sort of like straying further on like the whole thing that I want to do on my channel, but I'm also like you know what I'm having fun doing it. Like I can, and also like Andrea's not here, but I'm gonna speak about him anyway. We don't talk that much like in like reality. I mean, we don't see each other. We are like different countries, but even on Discord, right? We are just sort of like the guys like me and him. The way I see him is that oh, he's like like the friend of a friend. But I still consider him like friend, but he's not like we're not like super close. But it's because of Warframe is also where we just sort of like really connected. And I think the other instance where we really like get to talk to each other was Monster Hunter. I watch Battle Bots. A little bit. I watched Battle Bots a little bit. Then I think this is back when like I'm actually like I have relative who have a Discovery channel. Like sometimes they'll show like Battle Bots there. So that's where like, I sometimes I watched it, but I don't know. I feel like BattleBot just sort of like is in this like a certain meta, and it's just sort of like nah. I like to see things like to be a bit more like wild. Like I like to see things taken like a bit wild. This the BattleBots is just sort of like again, no offense if you enjoy it, but for me it's just sort of like yeah, they just stick to one meta and that's that. Like for me, like when it comes to like you can say I'm just sort of like spoiled by by Japanese mecha like robots, by Japanese robots, and like but I like to see like like have some creativity, do build something that's just like out there and be wacky and don't care about like effectiveness. Just build something that's just that's just wacky and impractical just for the sake of it. Like have fun with things. And that's sort of like, yeah, and like me and Riz, the only time where we're really like, like really like bonding, don't take it out of context, I think it's only like Monster Hunter. It's Warframe where we really like, it's like, damn man, we're tight. Like it's through Warframe, so I appreciate that. So it's just like, so like Warframe is like, yeah, I can just go against a little bit on what my channel is about, like the max. And also like the scary react I does is more so of something yeah, robots fighting with blades and hammers and flamethrowers are not wild enough. And when I say wild, right, what I mean is like how about like make something with like what 8 legs, make it move like a spider, and then have uh like a drill for a mouth, like something. Again, Battle Bots, again, it feels like they just stuck with like in gamer terms. Like it just feel like they're stuck to like one meta and that's it. But I like to see things that's like impractical. It's not like I'm not saying it wild as it's like, oh yeah, this is like let's put a flamethrower on top of it of an RC gun. I'm not talking about that wild. I'm talking about impractical. Like yes, what's impractical? Legs. Like legs on the Mac, they are impractical as hell, but come on man. Like just like you see like some of those like robots like the Boston Dynamics, you look at the way like they walk sometimes. Like it's a little bit goofy and like that kind. Like I want that sort of impracticality. Yeah, I guess legged robots are rare because there's weight classes restriction. A walker easily weigh twice of a cardboard. Like, yeah, that's what I mean. And I mean, it's like why do you think people like Gundam so much? Like, why do you think that people still like still going out there and trying to make like what an AT or ATST. like possible because it's impractical and we just like things that's impractical. I mean, it's also like cars. Like, you know, like speaking of car, but like cars, right? Everyone is out there getting SUV, which actually, in my personal opinion, if you really want a car that's just practical, that just do like that is just like practical for like your general day-to-day use, buy a fucking wagon, man. Like SUVs are not it. Get a wagon. Like I am like what a like, I'm probably the only one, but like, I'll die on this hill. I'm saying that it's like, dude, wagons can do the thing an SUV like can do all the thing that an SUV does, but it's like far more practical than an SUV and it handles better. But then again, why do you think like people like it like it's like yeah, you want a car, like get something like what? A wagon, right? Like a Volvo wagon, but meanwhile, why do you think people still like try to like get like coupes, like like coupes, like people still trying to like put an engine in the middle of the car, not like in the back, like in the back of the car, not in the front. Like, why do you think people still like get those stuff? Because it's just plain cool, you know. And I just also want to wish like maybe oh god, I'm also gonna like trigger a lot of people. Electric car, it's not it, man. It's not it. Maybe yeah, maybe in the future we'll be seeing like more and more like affordable, more practical electric car. Yeah, for my daily life, my Suzuki Swift was more than. Though you might not see it now, but I'm saluting, man. Swift, Suzuki Swift, man. Like, dude, what a car. I'm telling you, man, the Swift underrated. Underrated car. Like, is it like a regular Swift or is it like a Swift Sport? Because if it's a Swift Sport, like, dude, like you have a Swift, you have my salute, like But if it's like a Swift Sport, uh, like you have my respect. If it's a Swift Sport, I think I mentioned I already had a Swift. Maybe you did, but I forgot. But I forgot. Could be that. Yeah, just a regular version, not sport. But I have a roof spoiler if that counts. I mean, it's. I mean, if it adds to the look, like, yeah, sure. Why not, right? But yeah, speaking of cars, right, I think in future, maybe like, yeah, there are more and more electric cars, which kinda doubt, like, I highly doubt. Again, I'm just gonna say, man, electric cars, it's also just like SUV. They are just a fad. Like just give it a few more years, it's just back to like what, like gas cars and everything. And I think also we are sort of approaching. And I think if I'm not wrong, Porsche they're also making like what like synthetic fuel for like a combustion engine, which I'm gonna say that could be like where we're really hitting at. Like, cause the thing about electric is they put a bunch of electrics which are necessary or flat out like made no sense. You know what? That's that too. Like again, I think Tesla is just sort of like, I'm gonna say Tesla. It's a good thing and it's also a bad thing for like electric cars. Cause like you know how electric cars back then is always seen as like slow and heavy and unreliable, but Tesla proved that it's like yeah, like electric cars they can keep up, like they can fucking keep up with like what, so like the biggest, the fastest car, like like of its day. And like yeah, they proved that. But what happens now is that every like hypercar it has to be like or if it's electric then either it's electric or it's like I mean not like every electric, it's like every electric car out there has to have like some breakneck like speed like a Tesla, which I'm just like, dude, you've already made like a practical electric car. It's called the Nissan Leaf. Make more of those, man. Like make it like it's something affordable and also like something that doesn't actually like wears out the battery so quickly, and also like the electric motor. Tesla was only feasible because the huge government subsidies and Elon Musk. You have no idea Elon Musk is like, I mean there's like what, rich, and then there's like Elon Musk rich. There's like Elon Musk rich, there's like Jeff Bezos rich. So there's also like that. Yeah, once I'm done with work today, I'll clean the water filters for turtle. Try to angle top camera, but with broken rail mount, a slight gust of wind will make it tilt. Once that's split, that camera will be movable with chat command. Hi, Zoe. I'm drawing my characters. It is sort of like the Halloween art. That's something that I do every year. I'm drawing my characters dressing as Silk Song characters, like for Halloween. But I think I'm just gonna like also like call it, and I think this should look good enough. I'm just gonna do the rest of it like off stream. Um, which okay, just look out for like this week because I'm gonna like try out because it's already October now, so which usually another thing that I've been doing for quite a like few years now, which is every October I'll play like a horror game to just sort of like go with like the like the Halloween vibe. So no, I actually made like a poll on YouTube, and which I asked that do you want me to like for just sort of like the month of the Halloween month, do you want me to do like a one long playthrough of Silent Hill F, or do you want me to play like a couple of like small indie horror games over the like over like the few weeks? And you guys voted for Silent Hill F. And I'm gonna say, like one thing, first thing first, my rig doesn't quite meet like the listed requirement to like actually get the game running. So I'm gonna announce it on Friday, which I think I'll just play like a little bit of like Warframe, and after that I'll like announce it if like I'm actually gonna do like if my rig can run Silent Hill F, or like okay, if my rig can run Silent Hill F, then like for the whole month straight we're gonna do like a Silent Hill like playthrough for like for October. Like just like like you have October, like you have horror game for October. And what does my rig lacks? Okay, for one, actually it's just the graphic card. I'm actually using sort of like a lower end graphic card. So which to be fair, I don't run games on like the top graphics and whatnot. Like I don't really care for graphics, which is why. And it's also like I don't. I just sort of realized that yeah, AAA games are not really worth it anymore. I'm just gonna like buy I'm just gonna like buy it for the game that I want to play, which I think these days is most likely gonna be like mostly small indie titles with like not so like a lower graphics. So that's why I didn't like buy like some top of the line graphics. I'm just buying like something that's like really cheap. So I mean not like cheap in a way that that it's a potato. It's not exactly a potato. It's just sort of like a lower end uh like specs. Now that's what I'm going for. And Silent Hill F is one of those triple A games that I actually wanted to play, or at least like experience the story. So, but then again, there's actually another game which is a RoboCop RX 590 here, quite old mid range and really still play everything I tried so far at 11440 at 75. I mean, I'm gonna have to see like if it even like runs properly, and for one, if it runs, and number two, if my graphics card gonna like go super critical while I'm playing it. Like if it's going super critical, like if the game makes my rig go super critical, then I'm refunding the game. What am I running with? Alright, I'm running with 6 AMD 6600. Any chance I can manually adjust the fan speed? I can adjust the fan speed, but that doesn't mean like. But I'm not. Again, if I have to do that, that means I'm like really risking it, and I'm looking for longevity on my rig. Like I prefer to use like my components as long as possible. So like this kind of thing, if I start have to like mess with like fan speed setting that, I think at that point you might as well just admit that yeah, you're gonna like this thing is blowing up like one way or another. So I'm not gonna like risk that. Like you just shortening its lifespan. Like no, I'm not going that route. I'm gonna play it safe. So yeah, if it doesn't like start turning, if it didn't turn my rig into like a, like an IED, like an involuntary IED, then like I'm going with it. But if it's not, then I have another game that I've also wanted to play for quite a while. Like so, if I'm not playing Silent Hill F, then I'm gonna play like a different game. But if it runs and it doesn't like makes my rig going super critical, then we're going with Silent Hill F. 660 should be better than 598 every except memory. The 256. I don't know what the hell does that mean, man. I'm just I I'm a simple man. I just look at things like, okay, is this thing gonna explode? No. Okay, good. So yeah, and anyways, I'm actually gonna it's like I'm also sort of like reaching like the threshold now, like 2 hours. It's getting late here, so I'm gonna call it a night here. So like this is as far as you can get. Like my OCs as Silk Song character. So you have Hornet and Sherma. At first I want to do like the knight from the first Hollow Knight game, but then like Sherma really blew up. I actually added an extra heat sink for my card. Heavily customized. Okay. But yeah. So like, I'm gonna call it a night. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And you know what? Again, it's for the occasion. Okay, over on Twitch, I'm gonna like rate like this other VTuber that I'm watching lately. So, you know what? Properly now, once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Uh, and I'll see you when I see you. And hopefully it runs so it doesn't like waste my my money because refund process is another thing. I usually don't like deal with like refund process. Even as good as Steam is, like they're very good at refunds, but I just don't want to go through that process. Yeah, it's 8:11 p.m. It's 12 a.m. over where I'm from. So yeah. Wear protective glasses just in case of explosions. Nah, dude, I'm needing a full Kevlar suit for that. So, but anyways, starting to rate. All right, get ready now. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you when I see you.